Yeah, I'm recording a Star Wars video, so I have to have a lightsaber. Luke! Alright. So I just, and yeah, this is a weird angle, isn't it? Gee, I think the top of my head is, hold that thought. I don't want to move the couch, so I'm filming from this awkward angle. Can you see Sweetie in the back? Fuck it. I just watched The Last Jedi. I'm kind of shocked I made it through, but I tried so very effing hard to go into this with some semblance of optimism and an open mind. Alright? And to be fair, it worked, but I swear to Christ, like the first 30 minutes of that movie was grueling. I'm not going to say it ruined my childhood or I died inside, because we all know Catholicism ruined my childhood, and Catholicism already killed me inside, so this is not really possible anymore. But the tone of the... You know what? Take it away, Angry Me. I'm watching the new Star Wars movie, and you know what? 2 minutes in, I wanted to slip my wrists. That is hyperbole. I'm not going to kill myself over a fucking stupid movie. You remember how everyone was saying, oh, Force Unleashed, it redeemed the prequels? Well, this one de-reamed it. That's not a word, I don't think, but it's the opposite of redeemed in this case. This has backtracked everything. There's a 4-letter word. I'm going to paraphrase Mr. Plinkett here. 4-letter word. And it's very important to filmmaking. That word is fuck. Nah, I'm just kidding. The word is shit. Nah, I'm just kidding. The word is piss. Nah, I'm just kidding. The word is crap. Nah, I'm just kidding. The word is garbage. Nah, I'm just kidding. The word is tone. Tone is how a movie feels. And this movie's tone is all over. It's this way, that way, all over the fucking place. Every time there's a serious moment, something happens that is the equivalent of someone ripping a fart. That is exactly what happens. And I did find it hilarious, though, that this movie was self-aware, that they put in a chick with, she had the Kelly Osbourne color hair, like an SJW, probably to mock people who were like, oh, Stas, they put SJW shit in it. That is the only part that's legitimately funny, because it's very meta. Every single time I'm into the movie, something happens that would only make a 4-year-old laugh. She cuts the rock on the side of this cliff, and it's very tense. Luke is watching her like, wow, this kid. And then the rock tumbles down and hits some weird alien, this cart that these like space wheelbarrow that these aliens are pushing. These horribly over-the-top comedic aliens. Essentially Jar Jar Binks, only quieter and not made with CGI. But it's the same shit. At least, you know what? I will say this for Jar Jar. I'm gonna go to bat for Jar Jar fucking Binks. At least he didn't fucking bullshit. At least he was just like, oh no, me stepped in shit. And then you knew that was him all the way through, 100%, all the way through the movie. He wasn't gonna suddenly be like, whip out a blaster and save the day and be all serious. No, he was going to be stepping in shit and falling on his ass through the whole movie and being a really racist cartoon. That's all. He didn't deceive you. Even Lucas could watch this movie and facepalm at this point. Jesus Christ. This movie... It's not that it's bad, it's just that Star Wars is now officially for little children. Star Wars used to be a thing that, like, basically anyone of all... The people of all ages could enjoy it. It was a fairly... You know, it could touch all demos, in a sense. You know, by Empire Strikes Back, because that introduced Lando Calrissian for the black people and the ladies, because let's face it, Lando was fucking hot. Not my type, but yeah, I mean, if I was a chick, I'd bang him. As long as it's Billy D then and not, like, now. If I was an old lady, I'd bang him now. I don't know. I'm getting off topic here. This movie fucking, it's fucked up. I'm going to have to rip the DVD and do, like, an Adrian edit and just leak that onto the internet. Fuck your copyright takedowns, you won't stop me. I'm going to do an Adrian, no bullshit edit. I will edit out as much of this stupid bullshit as possible without like, that's the problem, is I know there's going to be moments that I can't edit out without, like, fucking up the audio and, like, just... But it's like... What is the word? Galling? Garish? Something or other. it takes me right out of the movie when a situation is tense and all of a sudden it gets funny. Like Luke telling Rey to reach out, and then she literally reaches out and he tickles her hand with a blade of grass. And he's like, oh yeah, the Force must be strong with you. Slap. Oh, you meant it metaphorically, did you? Oh, okay. By the way, Daisy Ridley is really hot in this movie, I gotta be honest. I didn't like her in the first one. I think something about her outfit in this one it's like a little bit better. Yeah, the first 25-30 minutes of that film made me want to throttle someone. I was so pissed. I had to start drinking to make it to the good shit. I will say this, Last Jedi, it's like an onion with like a nugget of gold in the, well, let's not say gold. It's like if you're peeling an onion and it had a nugget of like really high quality bronze in the middle. So it's gonna make you cry and it's gonna be irritating, but when you get to the bronze, it's kind of worth it. Yeah, alright. The tone of this movie, as Angry Me mentioned, is all over the damn place, especially at the beginning. I swear to Christ, at the beginning, it's like the writers of Family Guy made it. Like every serious moment is followed by the equivalent of a fart joke. That's just how it's friggin', it's like, oh my god. And there's just always talking. It was like the new Ghostbusters. There can never be a moment of silence to let something set in and be tense. And as the movie progressed, there was less and less of that, so I was very fucking happy about that. I'm also happy to say one of the biggest deterrents for my brother watching this movie, and one of the things that was bothering me, was I had heard some assholes say that, like, Snoke in the movie admits to being the Force that created Vader. Didn't happen in the version I watched. Maybe it's in the Blu-ray. I don't know why they cut a detail like that out of any version of the movie, but it wasn't in it, and I'm glad, because I really loved I really loved the Darth Plagueis book by James Luceno, which explains that it's actually Palpatine and Plagueis trying to create a will a being of their own design into existence, and the Force basically says, fuck you, and creates Vader as a way to punish them. The Force will not, it's like fate will not be, what do they say, skirted or something? I don't know. You can't fuck with the Force, alright? It's like always online DRM, it's to stop you from cheating, although it doesn't always work. Fuck the game industry. The revelation of who Rey's parents were, I honestly liked. Spoilers, by the by. Her parents were nobody. Nobody. They were just junk dealers or some shit, and they sold her for half a pint. I don't know. Which is good. I mean, not that. Don't sell your kid for alcohol or something. Jeez. I'll tell you who I thought her parents were. And follow me on this one. Rey is naturally gifted in the Force. She was able to just like use a lightsaber as soon as she picked it up. She's an amazing pilot, apparently. She's just good with machinery. Just seems like it's instinctive with her. So, let's see here. She's a mechanical whiz. Great pilot. English accent. So there's that. And then we got naturally gifted in the Force. Fair skin, but dark features otherwise. Good with a lightsaber. And kind of instinctively called Anakin's lightsaber to her. Anakin, who became Darth Vader. Now, what does that sound like to you? Fuck. Ow! Oh! So yes, yeah, that wasn't a serious theory, by the way. That's just something I wanted to throw out. I wanted to put that in a video like a year ago, but I just couldn't find a reason to do it. I couldn't find a spot to do it. So whatever. I will say, if you're on the fence about Last Jedi, just watch it. It's nowhere near as bad as most people are probably saying. I will say that it's kind of killed a lot of my interest because it's just. Like, you can say all you want, like, the second half of the movie's really good and the ending's great, and that's true. The fucking scene where they just wipe out all those, Sun Guards, Royal Guards, Shadow Trooper, whatever the hell those guys with the weird Garian lightsaber blades were. just a rehash of the Emperor's Guards, whatever. That was a really fun scene. Loved the way that ended. I loved that Snoke didn't see anything coming. It seems that he was the one with a clouded mind. That was a great moment, but it's kind of like pointless because we didn't really have much reason to hate Snoke other than he's evil guy. We don't see him... Sure, he's in charge of the First Order, but here's the thing, like, you can hate Darth Vader, and I mean, like, everybody loves Darth Vader, but you'll love to hate him because he's a villain. You see him do shit. You see him choke people out. You see he's the driving force behind it. He's hunting people down and killing folks. You never really see Snoke do any of that, even though we're keenly aware that he's kind of he's pulling all the strings. Sure. But, dear God. Like, they didn't do enough for us to hate him. Still a nice, seeing him get cut in half, I was like, fuck you, dick shit. Oh, man. Oh, just, And there were, like, I complained about the funny moments. There were way too many of them, and most of them just aren't good, is the problem. There are a lot of good ones, though. A lot of weird, like, witty Avengers-type dialogue, shit like that, too. Like, I liked, with Luke and R2. R2's trying to convince him to come back. He said, there's nothing you can do or say. And he plays the old message of Leia, and Luke's just like, oh, cheap shot. That's a low blow. And that's acceptable with them, because Luke and R2, they've always had that, like, that's always how they've been. The bit with Yoda, that actually got me like, oh my god, an actual puppet Yoda that looks good. And Yoda behaving silly, also acceptable. That's how he was towards the end of his life. He was a little bit, he was living in a swamp for like 20 years. You'd probably lose your mind too. Ugh. Oh my god, I was really holding out hope for like a Ewan McGregor as an older Obi-Wan. Well, because that's the closest thing we have now. They'd have to touch him up, clearly, but I was hoping for Ewan McGregor's Force Ghost to show up as Obi-Wan, because, like, as much as I don't like the prequels, Ewan McGregor was perfectly cast as a young Obi-Wan. The direction sucked and the writing sucked, but he played it great. That, I can't blame him that Lucas was like, yeah, okay, so you jump out the window and grab the probe bot, very... I cannot think of the word I wanted to say. I couldn't think of that actor's name who plays the dude who betrays them, and now I can't think of the word I'm looking for. What the shit? The dark side has clouded my vocabulary. Impulse! Yeah, so you jump out the window very impulsively, even though you're constantly telling Anakin to, focus and use the Force, and, so yeah, that happens. Okay then. I guess George knows best. He doesn't. He doesn't. He never did. So yes, I have a lot of praise for the movie, and I also have a lot of... Frankly, there is just too much funny shit at the beginning. Honestly, like, the two halves of the movie, I feel... Did they replace the director or something at some point? Or the writer, or whatever? Like, it's, like, the second part of the movie has such a tone shift that it feels like a completely different crew operating everything. Just to annoy everybody, Leia kept herself alive in space with a force bubble. I know a lot of people hate that phrase, force bubble, force bubble, force bubble, force bubble. I would assume that's how Starkiller survived in Force Unleashed, too, so... you can't survive in space unless the Force. Another thing in the movie's favor, Daisy Ridley, really adorable in this. I don't know, I like her with her hair down. Did not like her at all in the first movie as far as like physically. Now I want to bang the shit out of her. It might be the way she slaughtered a bunch of those guards. I kind of, yeah, sort of into that. Excuse me for just a few minutes. It will only take me like 30 seconds. But yeah, I mean, the ending of the movie is encouraging. I hope they don't bring back that same director. This is like the dipshit that my brother had said they interviewed him and a kid. They did like they did like a Q&A and a kid asked him like, how does a Jedi get their lightsaber color? And the guy didn't really answer the question. He was just like, oh, you know, every lightsaber has like a crystal inside of it, and each crystal's a different color. That's not what he asked. And my brother immediately is like, well, now I get why this movie, if this movie is bad, why it's bad. Because they have a guy who, like, knows Star Wars from a technical standpoint. He didn't ask you what makes a lightsaber this color. It's how do you get your color? And it's like, you know, Knights of the Old Republic, I think, tackled that concept. I don't know if that's considered canon anymore, but it was very well done. Like, green lightsabers. Green lightsabers are, you know, for more, Jedi counselors. You know, Qui-Gon Jinn just says witty shit and gives advice. And cheats at all kinds of bets and makes shit up and uses Force persuasion to try to cheat people out of money. He's really not a good character. Why did Dooku like him so much? And blue lightsabers are for the knights. People like Obi-Wan who are, you know, can lay the smack down. I don't know why I phrased it like that. Purple lightsabers are, you know, Mace Windu kind of rode the line between light and dark. So purple is blue and red. I don't know what yellow stood for. I don't know any of that crap. But, like, yeah, the guy was he gave a purely technical answer, pretty much showing that he's a dumbass. It's like if you asked a robot about Star Wars, they would, well, you see, sir, I want to warp my voice to sound like C-3PO, but I don't know if I'm going to. Each lightsaber contains a crystal, which is a certain color, and that's what determines what lightsaber color you have. Oh, you fucking idiots. Another problem with these movies, and I know the third one's going to be the same. Force Awakens, definitely not Force Unleashed, that was good. Force Awakens, Last Jedi, very derivative. Like, immediately, I started getting very cynical towards the end, despite the end being better than the beginning. Because it's like, oh, well, they're on a barren-looking planet, kind of looks like it has snow, even though it's salt. There's walkers coming after them, they're holed up in a base, trying to buy time. What does that sound like? It sounds like Empire Strikes Back. The Millennium Falcon gets chased by TIE fighters, and they go into a tight spot to try to lose them. Oh, that sounds like the asteroid field scene in Empire Strikes Back. Oh my god. Whole bunch of dark shit happens. Empire Strikes Back was the darkest of the original trilogy. Ugh. Somebody puts a lightsaber through part of Luke. Empire Strikes Back. It still counts, even though it's very... I'm really grasping at straws with that part. And it's like, the Asian chick Rose kissed Finn, and I was just immediately like, sorry, he's gay. They've already decided that. It's gonna be... You can hold out for Rose X Finn, but it's gonna be Poe Finn all the way. That's my OTP. I'm sorry. I made myself laugh, and that's really stupid. Okay. So I've heard rumors that they're gonna recast Leia. What with Carrie Fisher having passed on, God rest her soul. I would like to once again suggest, if you don't have it, go to Audible and get The Princess Diarist. Diarist? Is that the name? Sounds like we're talking about diarrhea. But no, it's her memoirs from like before and during the filming of the Star Wars movies. And it's friggin' hilarious. She does a great job. She reads it all herself. Gives a lot of insight. Oh my god. Into what a lot of the people were like behind the scenes. Harrison Ford, by the way, kind of a poon hound, I think. I mean, I don't think that's surprising. If I had played Han Solo, I would have been, yeah. He could have literally been swimming in all the I don't know how that works. Ew. 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 End the video. Video over. That's it. I'm ending on... Unlike the movie, I'm ending on a low note.